Now, this unit is infection and response. Now, even though it looks like there's not very many sections to it, right, there's a lot of information in each individual one. So I'm going to start over here with diseases. Now, these have already been talked about before. We've got our communicable and we've got our non-communicable. Right? Communicable one is then one that can be passed on to somebody else. Non-communicable, like cancer, cannot be passed on. We've then got the pathogens. Right? These are then the things that are then causing the diseases, right? And these are generally the communicable ones. We've got bacteria. We've got virus. We've got fungi. And we've got protist. You need to know examples of each one, sometimes in a plant and in an animal, and you need to know the symptoms of a particular one. So, for example, measles, right? Salmonella, HIV, rose black spot comes in there as well. Drugs. Okay. Now, there's a number of facts and there's a number of particularly key words to do with the drugs. The key words are efficacy, toxicity, and dose. Efficacy means how well it works. Toxicity means how poisonous it could possibly be. And dose is getting the right amount inside of you. Now, when you're actually doing trials, so this is then talking about new drugs, what you first have is preclinical. That is where it's done on a computer model, it's done on cells, it's done on small animals, building up to larger animals. So the clinical bit kind of means the humans. Then what you have is you have the clinical trials, right? And there's usually 4 stages. You need to know the 4 stages and why they do each one of those individual 4 stages. There are also drugs from plants or microorganisms. Now, best examples of this is from a plant. We've got aspirin. Aspirin is from the willow tree. Digitalis is from the foxglove. The microorganism one is then antibiotics. Factors affecting health. Right, now obviously health is ridiculously important. There are 4 main factors that affect somebody's health. Okay, they are smoking, obesity, carcinogens, and alcohol. Now they are the 4 big groups. All right. Now there are obviously other things like exercise that can affect health as well. And what you need to do is you need to know the details about all 4 of those. And then you also need to have an awareness, and you could even add them onto this, of other factors that could affect health. You know, diet, even though that comes into obesity, right? You could be not obese, but you could still have significant health factors. But one thing that is also raised quite a lot is in pregnancy. These 4 things obviously affect a pregnant woman. Fighting disease. You need to know about the ways they are spread. So whether it's in water, whether it's in air. You also need to know how do we prevent entry. So your skin stops it, but if there's any cut in your skin, diseases then can get in. You also need to know about white blood cells, lymphocytes and phagocytes, and you also need to know about how plants protect themselves. So this whole section here is how it goes from one person to another person, how you initially stop it getting into you, and when it's in you, what does your body do? And then a bit of detail about plants as well.